Hi, thanks for joining the Amazon Savage today. We are going to be reviewing two items. The Nesco American Harvest Dehydrator. It's actually an express jerky kit, and it comes with a gun, and it comes with seasoning and cure packets. This is $49.99 on Amazon. That's where I got it. I'm an Amazon Savage, and I love my Prime, so it got here lightning fast. I also purchased PS seasoning and spices to make the jerky with, and I have not used this one yet, so this will be a first time for me. I have used the dehydrator quite a few times already, and I love it. And it's quick, and it's easy to use, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. So let's get started. So we've got, the jerky kit makes 15 pounds of meat. So from what the cover says, it has 5-pound packages inside. So I don't have to make 15 pounds of meat. I'm able to do 3 different sets, 5 pounds a piece, which is perfect. So what I'm going to do today is get started with 5 pounds of ground beef. Okay, this is 93% lean and 7% fat. They recommend that you use the leanest meat as you can. Again, I'm going with the ground beef. This is what my store had, is the leanest amount of meat, but again, you never know. So you can do whatever you want. You can use meat that you've actually killed and ground and that kind of thing, or you can buy it at the store and see what they have as an option for you. So all you have to do is mix these into a bowl and with a little bit of water. And you want to dissolve it because it's going to mix into your meat a lot better if you do. I tried doing this before without mixing it into water and following the directions correctly, and it made it a lot harder for me. So my lesson learned is your gain. So get this out of the way, and let's add a little bit of water. They usually say a couple ounces. That's a lot of seasoning, so I'm used to working with about 2 pounds worth of seasoning at a time. Then this flavor is cracked pepper and garlic, and it's making me want to sneeze right now, in fact, so I'm fighting that urge. So you just want to mix it up real good and make sure it doesn't have any clumps of powder in there. And then all you have to do is put it in with your meat and mix it all around. Really so simple. This is why I like to do the ground beef, because the ground beef doesn't require me slicing it and marinating it and doing a bunch of crazy stuff. Try not to spill it like that. In fact, we want to make sure we get all that into our jerky. It's a good thing I cleaned the counter today. In fact, I think I'm better off taking off my wedding ring and getting dirty. This way it'll get nice and mixed in. Don't worry, I washed my hands. This way it'll get nice and thoroughly distributed through all your meat so that the flavor is nice and consistent when you make this into jerky, because you can tell a difference if you don't get it nice and distributed. I learned that lesson as well. So let's talk about the cost savings of making jerky at home. If you make jerky at home, you buy a pound of meat, and for me here in Arizona, it costs $5.49 a pound. The seasoning that I just bought, that was $10.99, so per pound, that breaks down to like 73 cents. So what, a pound of jerky, the way I just did it, cost me $6.22. If you buy a pound of jerky in the store, again, this is Arizona prices, it'll cost you $23.20 approximately. So that's huge savings, as you can see. $16.98 savings. That's crazy. And I like to think it's a little bit healthier because I'm picking the meat. I know where everything's coming from, besides the seasoning mix, which I can't imagine there's anything wrong there besides, if you don't want to have sodium and stuff, but making jerky, you kind of can't avoid that, having that in your diet. I have made this with ground beef, ground turkey, excuse me, and it comes out really well as well. My husband prefers the ground beef, and so we do ground beef. But I like doing it like this and making it at home because he goes through it so fast. I mean, he will eat a ton of jerky a day if I let him, and we have enough in the house. So this is a lot cheaper, and if I do turkey, it's definitely healthier for him, and he loves it. And I think he doesn't feel so bad eating so much of it that way because it's so expensive if you just buy it regular. Okay. So I think we're pretty mixed. Oh no, not quite. It's a lot of meat. I usually only do a couple pounds, but... And my dehydrator, I actually purchased a couple extra trays for it because I like to do, again, as much as I can. And so if you buy additional trays, you can get those on Amazon as well. I bought 2 additional trays for $15.27. So, you know, if you're saving $16.98 per pound, you know, just a couple turns in this dehydrator of 2 pounds pays for the dehydrator, pays for the additional trays. I mean, that's crazy. You know, how quickly can you get a return like that? So I'm really happy that I actually took the time and did this and learned how to make jerky at home, and it's just not that hard. It's really easy. You gotta make sure it's really mixed in there. You see, I'm still getting some clots here at the bottom where I flip over the thing. So, gotta take the time and get it really nice and mixed. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands. Okay, let's see here. I'll put my wedding ring back on so I don't lose that. That would be bad. Get all this stuff out of the way. Okay, here's the simplest part yet. All you do, start with a tray on the bottom, move your other trays out of your way. The gun, turn it right off, comes right together. It's so easy. Turn it, unscrew it. That's really easy for cleaning or whatnot. I'm gonna put that back on. So I'm going to make sure you push this down, pull your lever all the way back, and then I can just fill it right up. And it's so easy to fill. Literally, bam, shove it in. You'll be amazed at the amount of jerky pieces you get out of one gun. And again, you can make them as big or small as you want. You'll see what I mean here in just a second. Okay, she's all ready to go. Keep pulling the trigger and they start to come out. Now, when you read the directions, it recommends that you cut them with the scissors or whatever you like to do. But honestly, I'm not doing anything fancy here. This is just for my husband. So I'm going to just do that real easy. And what I have found that works for me is about 6 pieces per tray. You probably can put a lot more on if you want to run the dehydrator longer, but I like to run the dehydrator no more than 5 hours just because I'm kind of over it by then and I'm ready to be done. So, as simple as that. Grab another tray, put it right on top, and keep going. Before you know it, this thing's all full, ready to go. Throw that back in, turn this off, pull this back, I forgot. so you can fill it. Make sure it's pulled all the way back, otherwise you end up filling it only halfway again. Screw the top back on. Don't have to worry about it being all pretty and clean, because again, you're going to be cleaning all this up later. Who cares, you know? Pull the trigger till you got action. No big deal. It would move out around real easy. And the other thing is you want your meat to be a little bit cold, so you definitely are working with this meat right out of the refrigerator, because once this meat starts to warm up, it's much harder to get it to come out of the gun well and make some nice, you know, flat pieces for you. So you just keep going until you fill all your trays. I added, like I said, 2 more trays to my dehydrator, and I actually have a third additional tray, but I think it's a little too full. I think that this dehydrator can only handle, you know, so many trays. You can't just go crazy on it. Again, this is the dehydrator that costs $49.99. It's the Harvest Jerky Express Kit one, my Nesco. And again, I like that it came all together for me, especially it being a first-time jerky maker. It really made it easy for me to figure it all out. Empty anyways. Perfect. All right, so then all you do, wipe your hands, throw the top back on, plug it in, and start it up. There you go. I check it in 4 hours, and sometimes I have to let it run till 5 hours. But when I open it up and look at the jerky, if I see little water droplets on it, or it's like condensation from the meat, the moisture and fat in the meat, if it still has that, then I'll put it back on for a few minutes longer, or half hour. Just check it every 30 minutes or so, and it always works out perfect for me, not a problem at all. So now what I do is, I still have more meat here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up my meat with saran wrap, put it in the fridge, and I'll take this gun. Instead of having to wash the gun right now, since I need to go through all this again one more time, I'll just throw it in a Ziploc, and I'll put it in the fridge as well. And then no bacteria is growing, nothing bad's going on, and I'm able just to hold on to it for that 5 hours in the fridge until I'm going to do another batch. Again, thank you for subscribing to Amazon Savage, and I hope that my review was helpful. Have a great day.